You've killed some of the necromancer's servants too, which is a great achievement, obviously. So you're now, I assume, getting out of the crypt.
I wanted to take the staff, so
Yeah,
Okay.
we didn't
Ready
actually
to
do
the lockers
looting
count.
either, so
yeah.
All right. I don't have the map anymore, but let's assume you're still there. I still have the notes. What's in there? All right. The room was a pretty small room. There was the desk that the necromancer was kind of performing his experiments. Lots of bodies and body parts. Also, there's a bookcase and a big pile of corpses.
ugh.
So what you guys wanna take from there, so to speak?
Yeah, it seems like Gustav is going right for the necromantic staff. Which,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't send alarms to anybody, right?
You're the one with the evil book.
Yeah.
Not that I know
Well,
of.
surely
Yeah,
some of
no,
these
unfortunately-
bodies must have former possessions.
Fortunately for me, nobody knows, except for Gustav. I'm just saying that, as I said, far be it from me to say anything. It's just that one is more obviously evil, because that one has clearly been channeling the necromancy.
Well, Victor knows what's definitely not evil. Gold.
All right. So do you wanna rummage through the bodies?
Yeah, rifle their pockets.
Okay.
After having after the stuff, because I will try to look at the book to see if there's like anything not super like evil in it.
Okay.
Otherwise, well, we need to set fire to this place.
All right. So Griffin, if you'd like to give me a search roll, to see how well you've searched the bodies.
Alright.
Yep. Give it a shot.
Ooh,
Okay.
success.
Great. That's success. So yeah, these most of these bodies are just peasants, refugees. They don't seem to be very wealthy, but the necromancer fortunately hasn't been interested in taking whatever little gold they had. So you can add to your purse a whole 1 gold crown and 7 silver shillings.
Ooh, okay.
Alright. So as for Gustav, of course you can add the staff. For now, it's just a wooden staff, as you don't really have any ways of actually using the powers of it, if there
I
are
don't
any.
want to use it. It's necromancy.
Um, yeah. So as you rifle through the books that you can see on the bookshelf, well, many of those are sort of journals of the necromancer. There's notes of basically some rituals summoning the undead. Some notes on how to dissect a human body
Ew.
and all that kind of stuff. So most of it is either useless or useful in very specific.
I'm going to take most of them into my bag and with the intent to give it all to the Temple of Sigmar and just let the witch hunter deal with it.
All right. Sure. let's say you can take about 10 books to your backpack.
Yeah.
Give or take. All right.
After he takes 10, is there any left? Or is that all of them?
Yeah, there's let's say the Gustav took about half of them.
Alright, I'll take 2 more books.
All right.
On the desk, was there any
Yes.
writing tools?
The
Perhaps
just
a
the
writing kit?
no, just like rudimentary, just pieces of coal. There is some parchment if you want to take it.
Was the necromancer perhaps a fan of dice?
Dice? No, not
Did he have a deck of cards to pass the time with?
Yes, he had like a whole magician's set. As you killed him, doves flew out of his.
And
Sort
a
of
rabbit is
robe.
chewing his butt now.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
fair, it
Well,
would have
it
been a
is.
really John Woo scenario. I shot him with an
Look at this
arrow,
house
and it
of
was like a
cards he dealt
gunshot.
while he was racing zombies. How odd.
No playing cards, no backgammon on his possession, unfortunately.
Right.
Are you guys okay to leave now?
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
if,
so.
With the caveat that I want to tell the garden, whoever is in charge at Moore's garden, that there are unsent bodies down here.
Okay. Yes.
and
Uh,
if
yeah.
it's known that Victor and who else is taking the books got the stuff, if they're taking them to turn them into the authorities, then Conrad will help take the rest.
All right. No worries. All right. So as for the bodies, as you went into the Morse Park, if I recall correctly, there is a little chapel of Moore.
Mhm.
There's a priest inside, so you can definitely just on your way out, just visit him and tell him the news.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They should be properly interred.
Okay. Alright, so you do that. In the meantime, I'll just switch you to the Middenheim map so you know where you are. Okay. So you make your way out of the mausoleum. Go straight north through the chapel. Make sure to tell the priest what has happened. Of course, he is very frightened about the news of undead just walking out of their graves and the killings. But he, of course, agrees to go down to the mausoleum and just bury the bodies as they should have been buried. Okay. So you can now go back to the palace to tell the.
I kind of want to go to Sigma's temple first and just heresy delivery. Just give him the stuff, the books, and say it was necromancer thing. So just burn it. Like just do.
Okay, very well. Yeah, the Sigmarite is thankful. It is very unordinary to receive such gifts, let's call them. But he's definitely adamant that this has to be destroyed.
Yeah.
So he promises to take care of it. All right. So back to the palace. So as you approach the gates, there's 2 guards standing guard. Of course, while they notice you, They tell you to stop. Tell you no entrance. You have to move along.
After what now?
You have to move along. He basically considers you rabble, so to speak. That doesn't want to let you in, basically. Could you give me, guys, a perception roll?
All right.
As there is no...
Any bonus for listening, or just nothing in particular?
Nothing in particular, just a straight roll.
Good roll, but I still didn't get it.
I got an awful lot of wax in my ear today.
Alright.
Wow, I'm the only one to succeed.
Yeah, just the only one. Right. So Gustav's the only one to notice that one of the guards, standing there, is the one that has introduced you to the bailiff himself.
Well, I'm gonna whisper that to the rest of the group.
Okay.
So it shouldn't.
I'll be right back.
Well, come on now. I'm not bleeding here for nothing. The bailiff sent me out to go do something for him, so I did it, and now I'm back to get paid.
And you know
we
us.
look
You
very
introduced
bad,
us.
don't we?
Yeah, some of you
Oh,
look pretty bad.
You introduced us to the bailiff. Don't.
Okay. As
Alright,
he
bailiff,
hears
dumbass.
you, say it, he kind of squints his eyes, and then they open a bit wide, and he says, "Oh, right. We sent you to the Morse Park, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, it has been a couple of days, hasn't it?
What?
Yeah.
No,
As I recall, it's been 2
1 day.
days. One of those you spent shopping, pretty much, right?
Oh, yeah.
So the guard says, we pretty much assume, well, that you've died, but this is good news. Let me get you back to the bailiff. He'll be ecstatic
Thank you.
to hear you actually survived. All right, follow me. So you go into the palace, right? You go to the bailiff's office, and you see him as the guard opens the door. He's kind of pacing around, kind of in deep thought. The guard has to sort of make him notice you, and generally just says that these are the few adventurers that we sent to check out the Morse Park, and this brings him out of this thoughtful expression, and he turns to you, and his face lights up, and he says, "Yes, this might be the solution to my problems. Tell me, what was the Morse Park like? What was the problem there?"
Well, from what I happen to have seen, well, a very nasty fellow decided to set up deep inside the crypts and had a bit of a curiosity in taking people away deep into the crypt and turning them into things that should probably not exist.
I see.
Was
Yep.
a necromancer. Yeah.
I see that is grave news indeed. But you have dealt with him, correct?
Oh, yeah.
He's
dead.
not coming back.
Well, he
No.
wasn't moving when we left.
And we just, well, we won the Priest of Mor and the Temple of Sigmar, so
All right. I see. You know what? I'll take care of it. I'll send someone to the College of Mages in Middenheim. They might be interested to see what's down there. All right, but let's forget about this whole situation. There's a much different favor I need to ask of you, if you don't mind helping the city once again.
Well, I'm always the type who loves to help out, but perhaps we could also conclude the current business too. Do you think that we were going to be paid for that, weren't we?
Oh, payment. Of course, payment. Yes. Let's see. I think we agreed on 8 gold crowns to share between you.
That's been a while. I just entirely don't remember.
It was 2 apiece because I remember I haggled it.
I think you did.
Yeah,
You-
so that
I haggled it
matches.
to an even 2 apiece.
even 2 apiece.
Yes, an even 2 apiece. Because
All right.
what they were offering before, we would have to have some sort of subdivision.
All right, right. Fair enough. So as his memory is jogged, so to speak, he says, yes, that is correct. All right. Let me just pay you right away. And he pulls out a purse out of his desk, and of course gives each of you 2 gold crowns
Yay!
as
Yeah.
payment.
Yay.
This is more money that I've seen in my entire life.
Well, there you go. And he says, all right, as this business is concluded, as you so eloquently said, my halfling friend, let's get down to what's been happening for the last few days. I'll go straight to the point, if you don't mind. With the whole rabble and refugees going around the city, there's been a bit of, let's call it, civil unrest. The populace has been demanding some sort of entertainment, and as the city cannot really provide with the war going on and such, they have taken this this issue to their own hands, and as my guards reported, they have opened an arena. This is a very bad situation for us, since there's fights going on outside, and we don't want fighting inside the city. So the task that I'm giving you is to disband this little institution that they have created. I cannot really send my guards just to take care of it, as it might just rile up the populace even more. So, I mean, I give you sort of free. I mean, you can do it your own way, but I'd like you to sort of deal with this issue without causing too much commotion.
Hmm.
Hope you can rely on your subtlety. You know what I'm saying?
I think we understand what you're saying.
Very well. So, shall I leave you to it? Do you need any more information?
Where exactly in the city are the fights taking place?
All right, great stuff. From what my guards have gathered, the fights happen around the Drunken Rat. Is that correct?
Of all the sessions for Rafferty to miss.
The Drunken Rat.
The drowned rat. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, around the drowned rat. I haven't seen them. I just seen the reports that the operation has been expanding through these few days. I don't know the story of how it happened. I just need this not to be an issue for the city right now.
I mean, I'm game, but I may have to go to a temple shade first to get some healing done.
Oh yes,
And,
obviously.
what sort of compensation could we expect from a successful job?
This is a very particular job. How about 5 gold crowns each?
Oh
My.
my!
I have no way of haggling that, and that's again more money than I've ever heard of in my entire life. So I'm gonna say, oh yeah, that's a great idea for me.
Well, I have no
know,
objection, bailiff.
there's about, 5 of us here. If you up that to 6, that would make an even 30. It's an easier count.
Oh, that's a
I'm
good
definitely in
argument.
support of that argument. Can I assist him at all?
I mean, if you both give me a persuasion roll,
What about a haggle roll?
yeah, that's all right.
I don't succeed
Okay.
this time.
Neither do I. By 10.
Well, my good elf, 30 gold crowns. Yes, that's quite a sum, but you have to agree that 5 gold crowns each. It's quite a lot of money. Still, so
Right,
let's
but
just
I
stay
thought
on
it was
five.
just easier for your bookkeeping. I mean, you guys
Oh
use
no,
base
you-
6, right? You all have 6 fingers, right? Humans have 6 fingers?
No, 5.
No, just 5.
Oh, wow.
I mean, if you're normal, you have 5.
At this point,
Yeah, but I'm not a
Victor's like
human.
holding up his hands and trying to count his fingers just to see how many he has.
No, Victor, you have 5 fingers. Don't worry.
But he's also not human.
Oh, so I do.
He
Huh.
could have 6
What do
fingers.
you know?
Very well then. I think we've concluded this little conversation. Unless you need more information.
Any idea who the types who are running this? Did some enterprising individual do this, or everyone just get together and say, you know what, it's time to just start punching each other?
I'm not exactly sure. You'll have to go to the source, unfortunately, for that.
Any idea what times they have to arrange this, or is it just going on all the time?
From what my guards have gathered, this is all around the clock operation. There's no set times for the fights, as I know.
Well, sounds like it should be easy to find.
I'm sure. I've heard they are actually giving out pamphlets of the whole arena. Means probably that the operation has gained some money recently, as this is not not easy or cheap to create such things.
I suppose I do have just one last question.
All right,
If
that's cool.
we were to fail, what would be your next plan of action on this?
I mean, if you were to fail, we'll just have to, stand the guards and close it off. This is like a kind of the worst solution for me. As I said, it would cause some civil unrest, and I'd have to send quite a lot of guards to close that operation, and I just cannot afford it for now.
Of course. But knowing the stakes should help us, perhaps talk them down out of it.
Very well.
I've got nothing else. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just a dirty, wounded peasant who feels out of
Yeah,
place
well,
in such grand
Too
place.
much blood to think straight. But yeah, yeah, why not? As long
All right.
as there's not undead to fight, I'm game.
I'm sure there's not. Very well. So let my guard take you back to the gates, and I hope I'll see you in a few days with good news.
Hope to see you again, bailiff.
Yes.
All right. Pleasant journeys, and see you next time, I guess. All right. So you leave the palace, obviously guarded by one of the guards that brought you there. You leave the gates, and you're free to go. Basically, what you want to do. I'm hearing a lot of whining about not
Yes.
being healed.
I shoot
What
Gustav in the
I-
back of the head, put him out of misery.
I suggest we go to the Temple of Shalya.
Yeah, I make a pretty
Mhm.
big donation last time, so I hope they can at least heal me a bit.
All right. I'm not sure it works that way, but we'll see.
Okay, I was
Um,
just in the kitchen cooking. Did I miss anybody going to a temple to get healed?
Not yet. We're just going there.
Oh, okay, then. Thank you.
All right.
Really would have
Um,
thought Gustav would have gotten that taken care of when he went to the temple already.
We return
Ah.
a second time.
I mean,
went to Shelia's temple.
it was Sigmar's temple, right?
I don't know anything about your stupid human religions.
Well, very well. Shalia's temple. So let me just take a look. So you need like general healing, right?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I'm not heavily wounded.
I'm heavily wounded.
I'm only down to 2 wounds, so anything would help.
I'm 5 out of 10, so I don't know how much healing I really need.
I'm fine.
3 and less is heavily wounded.
I've been scratched.
Okay, so that should be a problem. I mean, heavily wounded means that you can only heal 1 health point or 1 wound a day when someone heals you, that is.
Well, looks
Just
like we're gonna have a lot of
wounds.
downtime.
Are we successful in finding a Shalyan who will tend to us?
Oh yes, obviously. There's a lot of priests, and at least one of them could take care of you. So let me just give it a roll to see how much you have been healed. But obviously, first let's see how much would it cost.
Unfortunately, I got my way out because I already gave like 10 gold crown as a donation. So
All right. I mean, you'd have to kind of persuade them.
Well,
That-
just look, my friend has just done such a good deed. Surely there's a little reciprocity in your hearts.
They don't know what that word means.
Well, exactly, but I can blather about it until they just give in.
Tell them about your family, Victor.
Do you have the bladder skill?
Yes, I do.
Oh man, yeah, just give me a roll.
I'm a halfling. What do you want from me?
Alright,
Talk, and that's about it.
It worked.
great. Alright.
Reciprocity, human kindness,
yeah, I mean, they're
divine
the priest
spark.
of
Ah,
Shelia.
you listen to these buzzwords.
Alright. So the priest is very annoyed about this whole ordeal of a halfling coming in and just tucking away. So as a way of getting rid of you all, there's a a free healing roll for each of you wounded.
Yay!
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 All right.
You say
So
gravely wounded only means one.
yes,
does that mean-
gravely wounded means one.
Does that mean we need to spend like a couple of days waiting for
Um,
Gustav to get back to the point where he can get healed for numbers rather than one?
No, because if I just get one wounds back, I can use my healing dwarf and feel better.
Yeah, but you want to spend that money? I mean, time
I
is
already,
free.
I already have an healing dwarf left. I just used.
No, I'm
one.
saying you spent money to get that, didn't you? So do you want to
Yeah.
waste money? Dumb.
Sure.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they're for healing. So
I mean, you do what you want to do.
I don't know.
Bailiff was pretty adamant that you have to deal with the situation pretty quickly. So, as a game master, I would suggest that you get to the task at hand rather than waiting weeks to heal
And
up.
Well,
still waiting for the healing roll.
True.
Oh,
We should
right.
at least get up to fighting strength before we try to break up a fighting ring.
yeah, I mean, while these guys are at the
Well,
while these guys are at the temple, I'm gonna go out and buy some arrows, anticipating the worst.
Very well.
getting straight to the point, I see.
At the very least, we should like glue ourselves up so that we don't fall apart.
Very well. I mean, when someone's gravely wounded, as I said, you can already add a one wound for the healing that the priest of Shalia provided. And who else needs healing?
So
Oh, I
I'm just lightly wounded now. Can I use my healing dwarf to get
Yes,
back to? Yeah.
that
Alright.
heals 4 wounds.
Oh, nice.
Now, assuming the heal check is successful, I think he heals 1d10, or she heals 1d10, or whoever it is.
Healing dwarf?
Healing Draught says consuming a healing draught automatically heals 4 wounds from a
Alright.
lightly wounded character.
Back
So
to
normally, yep, there you go. And for Alexa, it's 8 wounds. that you
Yay!
remain.
I will give him a donation of 5 silver shillings in thank you.
Oh, very well. He's very thankful.
Well, not thankful enough to help me for free. Apparently.
Oh no! You get the you get
but
the one hit point for free. But
we had to like speak our way out of this.
So it's gonna be 1 for free here after the healing, and then I guess 1 for a day of rest.
Do we want a day of rest? Now?
yes,
I mean, whenever we rest up later, I suppose. Just making sure I got it right.
yes, generally, yeah, that's correct. Anyone else is wounded?
That would be Conrad. He's got, well, if he gets healed, we'll have 3 left.
Oh god.
Okay. So you added that 1 point, right?
Yes.
Very well. Okay. So that's what you get at the Shalia's temple. So you can decide if you want to spend a day or two just recovering. I mean, you can definitely heal every day, just once. And just resting, if you're not heavily wounded, it means 1 hit point recovered. Every day, if you are, then that's 1 hit point every week, which is quite a lot of time.
I had that fun moment of remembering how character sheets and inventory and weight works. It's like, why is my movement down to -23? Something's wrong here.
Well, you move very quickly backwards, so that's something.
I put down that I had 60 encumbrance and arrows, and that was 60 times the 30 arrows I had. Not so I did it wrong.
It's a very peculiar character sheet. Right. So what do you guys want to do?
Well, some of us are critically
Yeah.
injured, but some of us less, and some of us could perhaps go wander off and just, take a look at what's happening while everyone's still trying not to bleed.
I could try to find one of those pamphlets, but I can't read, so...
Well,
Okay.
I can.
Well, I'm assuming that most people can't read, so
Wait.
the pamphlet's got to be picture-oriented.
Yeah.
Since when can you read, Victor?
Since I pretend to.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought I could for a second. I swear I could at some point. Or maybe I'm just lying all along.
Do you need a skill for literacy, or is it a talent?
For what?
It's a skill called read/write.
But you have to be trained in it.
Oh,
Yes,
yep,
I know
yeah,
it's
I can actually read.
Well, no, it's an advanced skill, which means you can't unless you're trained in it. Are you trained
I
in it?
am. Yes, indeed.
What are you again?
Oh.
A servant.
Oh, I thought you were supposed to say, I'm a scribe. Oh, duh, no wonder you can read.
Oh, that's me.
I know how to write down orders at taverns.
Alright.
Yeah, I mean, if you give me a little search roll
Sure.
to see if you can actually find the pamphlets around town.
Any bonus for them being so common?
I wouldn't say they're common, so just give me a straight roll.
I don't know what I'm looking for. Yay!
Have you seen a piece of paper?
Oh, he's
No,
so
I mean,
close.
words on it. No, I mean about
What?
these.
Every roll has been like 3 off.
Yeah, but Gustav has luck. So while taking a look around the city, Gustav has been approached by a child, basically. It couldn't be older than 12, and just received a piece of paper with a bit of a crudely drawn two men fighting, a little sort of map of the southwest, I guess, what you call it, part. Okay, yeah, there we go, southwest part of the town. There's a little picture of a pitcher with ale, and there is actually a few runes, as in written words, saying arena, and the name of the tavern, the Drowned Rat.
All right.
All right.
Well, we know where it is at least, I think.
Yes,
Um,
yes. I mean, Gustav does.
Well, I share the information with the group.
Well, I mean, we were already
So-
told to go to the Drowned Rat, weren't we?
Yeah.
This is
kinda.
true, but now we know where it is, and without having to bother everyone along the way.
What, you mean like ask a guard?
Well, I mean, it's not like they happen to know every single tavern in town, right?
Well, assumingly a guard at that somewhere. You know what? Never mind. Not worth talking about.
At any
We
rate,
could always ask around to where it is. I mean, I can gossip halfway decent.
Well, no. Now we know where it's at. That's what I'm saying. It's not worth talking about.
in terms of planning, my recommendation might be, since we're all injured, we all
Nope.
at least rest one day. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, well, aside from you, the perfect elf. Uh,
Oh, it's a God's
we
chosen
wrapped up
halfling. Have a
today.
problem with that?
and those of us who are least injured, go and take a look around and see what's happening. And then if, well, I suppose at least maybe all of us could maybe just go and see what's happening. And we can decide, what we're going to do to break it up afterwards.
Split the party. Got it.
I'd suggest not to split the party.
Perfect plan.
Never answer.
Well, at the very least, a day of rest sounds good to everyone, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So let's start there.
All right.
The
Um,
tavern.
Yeah, so that's again the question. If you want to just rest in the park on the ground, or do you want to
No,
Have-
it's
have
fine.
it.
I got money.
Yeah, what sort of prices could we what I know things are probably crowded with the refugees, but I'm sure there's still places that have rooms and good food.
Yeah, I mean the taverns in most parts of the town don't really take in refugees, so they are kind of mostly huddled in the poorer parts in the park. So you're pretty close to the merchant district. That would be a place you can definitely find some room. I mean, a night in the common room would be 5 pence, and if you want to go all out and get a private room, that's 10 silver shilling.
Nah, I don't want to spend all of my money, so I guess I'll do a common room, but I do want to get a good meal.
Very well.
Yeah.
Conrad
same.
will take a private room.
Yeah, I'll go with the common room.
I'm sleeping in my tent out in the.
How many? How many common? How many shillings is there for the common room again?
Common room is
Yeah.
5 pence,
Oh,
so that's like just basically laying on a wooden bench.
oh no!
through the night.
No, fuck it. I'm going with no private room.
Yeah, private room is 10 shillings.
All right.
God, it's so expensive by comparison.
Yeah, I mean, it should be, right?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, it makes sense. And
Okay,
then like a good meal would be like another 4 pennies.
I mean, it generally, I mean, what you want? Say a loaf of bread would be just 2 pence. A meat is obviously quite expensive, so that's one shilling. Average kind of food, just like a whole meal, it's 10 pence. And if you want to go all out and get like a good meal, that's 18 pence.
Okay.
I'm gonna get a good meal.
I have
So
to
that-
admit, now that I have money, I'm looking at the fact that I only have 20 gamble skill, and I'm not put off by that.
Well, yeah, I'll spend a shilling on a good meal just because it's something she probably hasn't had in months.
Yeah.
All right.
Good meal's worth the money. I'm dropping it in too.
I have an 80% chance to lose all of my money on 20 gamble skill, but I think I can pull it off.
I mean, the arena might have some options to actually gamble, right?
Yeah, they
Some
gotta have
betting
something going
and
on there.
such. Very well.
That's fair.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm sleeping in the
Um,
tent in the park, because that's what I do.
Okay. No worries. So you have a good night's sleep. You have a good meal, and
One
it's yep. It's the next day, the morning.
How much-
Anyone who Yep.
Go ahead. I think you were about to get to what I was going to ask. I just was going to ask, how much do we heal for a night of good rest and food?
so it's basically 1 point for each of you of health. And of course, as the next day, it unlocks for you an option to go to the healer again and get healed.
Conrad will do that.
All right.
4 points.
Okay, well, I'm fully healed now, so I guess I will find our pointy-eared misanthrope.
Yeah, amongst the rubble, just sleeping in a park.
This is what I do. I'm a vagrant.
Yep.
I'm vagabond, sorry. I'm a vagabond, not a vagrant.
I mean, you kind of are, but let's leave that for now. So I'm hiring a physician to heal your wounds, or a priest of Shalia, would be when it comes to money about 60 pence, which translates to, I think, was that 3 silver shillings?
Yes.
So that's what it costs. And if you are over the 3, that would be a 1d10 roll for healing.
Do you want to roll that, or should we?
Yeah, just give me a roll. That doesn't matter.
Over 3, what now? Like, if we have more than 3 wounds, or...
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Let's roll a d10 then, see if it works.
Yeah.
Quick question about weapons.
Go ahead.
If a weapon
That
has a group, that means that they're you're penalized if you're not trained. But if it is just ordinary, that means anybody can use.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I just want to make sure.
And as for the penalty, you just can't use it if you don't have training.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, then I'm gonna get rid of this belt that I'm wearing. Never mind.
What is the... So I roll a 7, does that do the healing, or...
Yes, that's the amount of wounds that you recover.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, cool, well, I'm full then.
I was just thinking about trying to upgrade to a longbow, but then the longbow has the longbow group, and I'm like, I'm not trained on
Yeah,
longbows.
you need training in that.
Yeah, but my short bow is ordinary, which means I'm fine.
Yeah.
I also have a short bow, and I would ask the elf there, oh, wow, tell me more about that bow. I have an interest in them and can actually make them. But before we get sidetracked, do your healing thing first.
Sorry, I'm back. So
Alright.
do we get heal free? Do we get a free heal? Or do we
No,
have
they're
to
paying.
pay?
Yep, they're paying.
How much?
It's 3 silver shillings.
All right, I'll pay.
All right, go ahead and roll a 1d10 if you want to know what's the amount.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's pretty good.
Back to full health.
Good stuff. So are we all healed and ready?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'd say so.
I'm fast as the wind. Those things couldn't catch me.
Are you still dragging along your cart with poop?
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time. Alright.
Hey, that's money.
Um,
I mean, I assume since whenever I'm not actively engaged in their healing and all that shit, you know, I'm literally shoveling shit into my cart, like trailing behind horses and everything like that, just waiting.
very well. I mean,
Hey, these places have farmlands, and farmlands need manure. Also, you can use that shit for all sorts of things. That's money.
yeah, pretty much.
These noble assholes literally have shit falling out of there, and then that's when I pause for a long period of time, trying not to use the word assholes twice.
Actually, no, I don't have a bow. I just have a sling. But I can make bows.
Yeah, that's the problem I encountered, that I had a sling and I had no ability to use. It's like, well, shit.
I'm a peasant. I can use a sling. Haha!
I'm using it as a belt.
Right. So are you guys ready to go towards the drowned rat?
Yes.
Yep,
I think so.
Yeah.
to the drowned Rafferty.
Right, very well. So using the information Gustav has gathered and the tips from the bailiff, you make your way down to the drowned rat, and as you approach the sort of area, you can see that there's quite a lot of people gathering, and as you go closer and closer, the amount of people increases. There's many tents around the area, just people wanting to be close to where something is happening. As you pretty much get to the arena proper, you can see that the people have set up a sort of makeshift arena, right? It's mostly just a fence and some ground in a circular shape that kind of bars the fighting ground. Obviously, around the arena, there's many people who have set up shop. There's farmers. There's all kinds of merchants. Some people are selling ale. Some people are cooking food and selling it. And as you take a look around, there is one particular shop, so to speak. You can see a sort of mini forge.
Ooh.
Yes, you can see a dwarf working hard on many things. So what he has done is he builds sort of a kiln to serve as the furnace. He has brought an anvil and set up boxes just to serve as places to put stuff on and in. Maybe there's a few barrels, obviously, some with water, some with just raw metal sticking out of it. And as I said, he is hard at work fixing armor, weapons. You can see there's a few stray maybe horseshoes, some tools that the farmers have brought to him to repair. So he has his hands full.
Oh my, that sounds like something Alexa would take immediate interest in.
Very well. So I'll just transfer you to a new